Hey, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to Tech Conversations. Firstly, if you haven't already, make sure to check out LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo is the #1 AI agent to help you find strategies, powered by some of the best trading indicators and used by over 15,000 traders, including myself. And I've covered many of their premium indicators in the past on my channel. Go ahead and check out those videos. But right now, if you sign up to LuxAlgo by using my link in the description below, you can get up to 20% off their premium indicators. Keep in mind, you can also get 30 days risk-free, so why not try them out? So go ahead and check out LuxAlgo. I'll put a link to them in the description below. Also, make sure to check out the Discord, completely free to join. I'll put a link to it in the description below as well. We're almost at 9,000 members in here, so thank you to everyone that's joined our Discord. Now let's get right into today's video. So today we have some really exciting news. Robinhood just launched the Robinhood Prediction Markets feature on Robinhood desktop. And this was actually something that was recently announced at the Robinhood Presents Yes No event about 2 weeks ago. They mentioned that this feature, Robinhood Prediction Markets, would be coming to Robinhood desktop, and it is here now. So I think it is still a work in progress. There's still a lot of work that they need to do. But there are some very important things you need to know. So let's talk about it here today. So let's go back to Robinhood desktop. Now, the very first thing is how or where do we get to the Robinhood Predictions Market platform on Robinhood desktop? So here is the way I do it. So I just go into the search box here at the top, and I'm just going to type in prediction here. And notice after I type in prediction, there's this quick link section, and as you can see here, prediction market. So trade on the outcome of events. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it here. And as you can see, this now takes me to this prediction markets platform right on Robinhood desktop. So again, this was just released here. Before, you could only get to it on mobile. Now it is on Robinhood desktop here. Now, first of all, what is Robinhood Prediction Markets? So Robinhood's Prediction Markets works by letting users trade event contracts on real world outcomes. So sports, politics, economics, basically anything you can think of as binary yes/no propositions functioning like a regulated financial market rather than a simple bet. So users buy contracts priced between 1 cent and 99 cents, reflecting market probability. If they're right, they get $1. If they're wrong, they lose their investment. So I'll actually show you an example here. Now, when I first talked about prediction markets on Robinhood months ago, it was, of course, only available on mobile. And also, there weren't many events to trade back then. Now, if we look here, there are many different events nowadays. So we have sports, we have college football, golf, college basketball, pro football, soccer, tennis. There's climate, there's crypto, there's economics, there's entertainment, financial, politics, technology. Again, there's so many different events now here on Robinhood Prediction Markets. And so let's go into financial here, since that's what we talk about here on this channel is finance. So I'm going to go ahead and click on financial here. And so if we move forward here, there's a very interesting one here. Well, let's take a look at this one here for today's example. So which companies will be added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026? And as you can see, there are already some options here. So if we scroll down, we can actually find this one down here as well. So which companies will be added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026? Let's go ahead and click on it. And this will take us to this right here. So again, we're in prediction markets. We're in the financial sector here. And again, the event here, right, is which companies will be added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026. And so again, the way this works, we have our event. We have different options to choose from. So if we scroll down here, notice at the bottom it says select a contract. So here are the top 3 options right now. The only one I recognize is SoFi here, but notice you can click up here, show 5 more, and it'll give you all the available contracts here. And then let's go ahead and let's say that we select SoFi here. So I'm going to go ahead and select SoFi. So within each contract, again, we can click on any of them here. We have this yes or no outcome. So you can see here, buy yes or buy no. So we have a yes or no outcome here. And so we can either say, yes, this particular stock is going to be included in the S&P 500, added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026, or you can say, no, it's not going to be included in the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026. So you can predict either event. You can predict yes, or you can predict no. And you can think of the cost here as the probability right now that it will happen. So for example, with SoFi here, one contract, one yes contract, if you decided to go with yes, that it will be added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026, is about, well, if we take a look up here, right, it's about 39 cents here. So you can kind of think of that as there's a 39% probability right now that SoFi will be included or added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026. And like we mentioned, you could also instead do no. Right? If you wanted to go with no, then no is about 61 cents right now. So you can kind of think about it as there's a 61% probability right now that it will not be added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026. And so the way it works is you pay for whichever outcome you believe in. And if you end up being right, you get $1 for each contract. If you end up being wrong, you get $0. So for example, let's say we wanted to buy 100 contracts of yes for SoFi here. So we have our quantity. I could come in and say I want 100 of these contracts here. Price 42 cents. So that means I'd have to pay $42. Now take a look here. There are some commissions, $2 commissions and fees. So there's commissions and fees here. So estimated cost would be about $44 or 40. As you can see, it kind of keeps changing here. Now, if SoFi is added to the S&P 500 in Q1 of 2026, I would get $1 per contract. And since I have 100 contracts, that means I would get paid $100. So that's why you see this here. Payout, if yes is correct, you would get $100. Now, on the other hand, if SoFi is not added to the S&P 500, you would get $0 per contract. So you would get nothing. You'd lose $44. But if it is added, you would get $100, which means you'd make about $56 here. And so that's kind of how this works. And remember, you can absolutely close out a contract here before the event resolves by simply selling your contracts to another trader in the market at the current price, just like you would with a stock to lock in profits or cut losses. Now, here's a very important thing I want to mention about this feature here on Robinhood Desktop. Again, this was just implemented here a few weeks ago. Now, at least for me right now, it does not look like I can use it to trade these contracts. As you can see on the screen here, position information and trading is only available in the app. You can also see here, head over to the Robinhood app to trade event contracts. So here it also says trade in the app. If I wanted to trade this right now and I clicked on this, it would just tell me to go to the app here. So I still need to go over to the mobile app to trade and to see my positions, it looks like. And I don't know if that's just me, and they're rolling out the ability to do that here from Robinhood Desktop. Or again, if maybe that's just a work in progress, they're trying to get it to work here on desktop so you can also trade from the desktop app here. I don't know, but I would guess that very soon they will allow you to trade on the desktop app as well. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense to have this here on the Robinhood desktop if you can't really trade from here. So as of right now, for me, I can view their prediction market here on Robinhood desktop, but I can't trade on it. You still have to go to the mobile app. But this could still be useful, right? You could at least, if you're on your computer, take a look at what they have, and then later, once you can go on your phone, go ahead and place whatever trade you want. So anyways, as you can see, Robinhood launched Robinhood Prediction Markets on Robinhood Desktop. Hopefully we can trade from here soon. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Check out the Discord. Link to that in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys next time.